Hello, I'm Watch Holly. Thank you so much for checking us out. I wanted to do a quick YouTube video on advice for smaller streamers. I average around 100, sometimes a little bit more streamers. I got up to around like 150, 170 last year. And I've really, in the last 3 years of streaming, I've learned a lot of things that I wish I kind of knew when I started out streaming. I made one video about 2 years ago, 7 tips for new Twitch streamers. And I would say watch that, even though the quality's kind of bad. I didn't really know how to talk. I wasn't super comfortable. I know all of that. But it's short, it's condensed, it's like short and sweet. And I would pretty much give the same advice then as I am right now. I'm going to talk a little bit more about not necessarily the camera, the lights, the microphone, because that's what I talked about before, which is very true. You should have all of those things. You should have your Twitch on your Twitter bio. You should have all your accounts linked, like all of those things. But I feel like we're getting above that. Like we know all of those. So what are some things that you can do that can kind of stand out from the rest? One, you have to have just a personality, and that's what I put as like number 7 or number something like that. Like this, yes, you can have like a great streaming room, you can have a really exciting background, a super expensive mic, but if you're not entertaining to watch, everyone's gonna click away. And that's not like that's not for everyone. Okay, so if maybe you're really good at the game or something like that, people will watch you, but it's kind of oversaturated. Everyone that has the game that they want to learn from, they have that streamer that they will watch already. So now you have to be someone completely different and something that people can sit down, watch, and smile, get distracted with, or anything like that. I've been recently trying to make my streams something completely different than everyone else, while also on all other forms of social media, do something else as well too. Just get your name out there. The more that people see your name, the more inclined they are to click your stream, and the more times they do that, now you're on the recommended. Now Twitch maybe sees you. Maybe they'll reach out to you for something. I don't know. So I would say just be unique. And that's probably the best thing that you're going to do. You do not need a fancy camera. And that's what I said before. You don't need fancy lights or anything. I always say invest in a microphone because that's always going to sound as good as possible. My microphone was $70, which I know that's kind of a lot of money. But if you have like a crappy camera, which I had for a long time, and crappy like lights, that's okay as long as you sound a little bit crisp and clean. Not just one of those iPod, whatever, like those that the headphone things, that microphone. Yeah, so I was suggesting getting something a little bit more. So invest in the microphone before you invest in the camera. That's what I'm gonna say. So I've been trying to kind of do more things like bingo. So this is one of the games that we've been playing. We get a little spin to win if we're able to get all of the bingo, all 5 in a row. I have this thing spin, I call it spin to win. And every single time we get a certain sub goal, we get to spin, and then more exciting things happen. So your sub goal can be one a stream. And if one person gifts a sub or subs themselves, then they get to have a prize, which is really exciting. Something that we forget about is that we don't want to award just everyone that's on the stream, but also the person that gives the money as well too, because $5 is kind of a lot. So say, like, obviously you're thanking them and like, what can I give back to you? Maybe I can give you a letter. So that's what I did for a long time. I wrote people letters, and I would spend all day writing letters because I think that means a lot. It's coming from you, it's your handwriting, it can be personable, and you're remembering these things about those people in order to write this letter and say thank you, and I can't wait to hang out with you more, and things like that. Make your stream something that they want to click on. I have a lot of interactive things in my channel. I have the emotes that'll come up, I have my lights that'll change color, but that's my ADHD sort of personality, is like, and you can see my thing back here, it's just kind of all over the place, and that's just kind of who I am. I talk fast, I'm super peppy. So I'm not saying like have this really bubbly personality and like, because you don't have to do that. You'll watch a ton of massive streamers that are just kind of like quiet, and that's just who they are, and people like that. But they're not going to switch from them to you if you're not doing something different. If you're just mimicking all the same people, you have to provide them with something else, something that they can be excited about. I recently found this one streamer on TikTok that played like COD and things like that, like very like oversaturated games that is really hard to find. But what he did I think his name is like Skeeter or Skater or something like that. I'll put him down in the below because when I mention, I want to make sure that he gets credit. But he changes his voice to a kid, and that's so unique. That's not anything that you can see anywhere. And then now you're gonna start to see other people start changing their voice to like a female changing their voice to like a deeper voice, so it comes off as more male, or maybe like another person doing the kid's voice. But Skater, I forgot his name, I'm so sorry. He's the one that kind of, I think, came up with that idea. So he's new, he's fresh, like other people, you can't find that anywhere. So I suggest just working on your content, working instead of like being like, oh, like I don't have enough money for a webcam. Doesn't matter. You can make a PNG or like draw. It doesn't have to be super fancy for you to be super entertaining. So just look inward, watch your VODs, sit down, get some popcorn. Like, is this something that I would click onto? And how long do I stay there before I want to check my phone, before I start getting distracted, things like that. I know it's weird to hear your own voice, but watching your VODs is going to be super, super helpful in the future. So think about this. This is what I'm going to conclude with, okay? So at the beginning, when you're first starting out streaming, you're going to have no one in your chat, no followers, and you're going to be talking, trying to be entertaining because you can't reply to chat messages. Think about these massive streamers who cannot read a single chat message because chat just goes so fast. They are in a literal 360, right? They went back to exactly where they started, except for now they're making money and now they have a lot of people in chat, but they can't read a single chat message. So they have to be entertaining without chat. And so that's what you're doing right now. I started out with 0 people. I tried to be as entertaining as possible, and then look at where I am now with 100 average viewers, which I'm super blessed and honest to have. But sometimes I cannot read chat, and sometimes I just have to be entertaining without chat even being there. Event streams are going to be your best friends. They always do better than just normal streams, chatting, playing video games, or DJing, or whatever you do, making a big event out of something. Birthdays, don't have birthdays multiple times a year, but just like those things like that. I recently did a speed dating stream. It went so well. People love the unique takes on streaming. So lean into that and keep doing what you're doing, and watch my other videos if you want to see the microphone, the lighting, the generic tips. But hopefully this will get you started. Bye! I'll see you on my stream.